So this is my Moza AirCross 2. This is a portable gimbal that you can carry around and put your DSLR on, and it gives you much more steady shots than hand holding it, as I am right now. The only issue with this is if you get the follow focus motor, is you have to use this rubber gear that you have to, it's basically like a rubber zip tie that you have to put around the gear, around the focus ring of your lens. And since this is an inexpensive kit lens, on this camera, this is made for a much larger diameter lens, so it's a little excessive and it tends to slip a little bit since the ring is very thin on this particular lens. So since I have access to my 3D printers, I believe we can come up with a much better solution. I'm thinking I'm going to use a TPU material, so I'm going to have to try and design a properly fit gear for around this lens that I can possibly keep on it all the time. And when I use the follow focus motor on the gimbal here, it will be ready to go. So I think we're going to have to try and design that first. I just unmounted the lens from the camera so I can take some dimensions that I'm going to need. This should be pretty easy. I don't think this is going to be a very complicated part. First thing I'm going to do is just take this piece out. Easy enough. And this is just a very rubbery material. It's nothing special. What is special, well, not special, but what is going to be critical is getting the right pitch for making this gear. So I'm going to need to take a dimension on the outer ring. And that is about 2 inches, 225 thousandths. Now I'm going to need a width of the gear I want to put on here. And that's roughly going to be 280 thousandths. So this is the two-dimensional sketch I've made in SolidWorks. And this is going to be the general dimension of the ring gear. The inner ring here is the actual ring that's going to be sitting on the lens face, or the lens ring focus face. And I've got this to be an exact measurement because I want an interference fit of the actual focus ring. This will be a TPU material, so it will be a little bit stretchy, so I'm hoping that it will actually hold on to the outer ring without having to fasten it with any kind of adhesive or anything. It will just be like an elastic around your wrist. I got the dimensions of the actual gears here fairly close. I won't know if it meshes right with the iFocus motor until it prints, but I feel fairly confident that this is going to be close enough to make it work. So to print this on a 3D printer, we're going to need to change this into a 3D model. And right now it's just a two-dimensional sketch, and this does no good for the 3D printer. To change it into a 3D model, we're going to have to extrude this. And to do that, I'm going to go up to my features, extruded boss base, click on the model itself, and it starts to give you a preview. And we're going to use 280 thousandths of an inch as the width, and that's fine. So I'm going to hit OK, and that's it. That's our final model here. And now we can export this as an STL, and the printer will be able to accept this and print it. So this is the material I'm going to be printing with. It is a Ninja Flex TPU. And this is pretty good stuff. It's very, very flexible when you're trying to load it. And you're going to need a direct drive extruder to print with this stuff because it's almost damn near impossible with a Bowden extruder. Alright, so right now I have the ring gear being printed on my CR10. And it's coming out really good so far. So we'll have to find out how well we did with those measurements after this is done. And I think this is going to take about 40 minutes. It's not too long. It's not a very big model, so yeah, we'll come back and we'll see what it looks like. So the print just finished, and it looks very nice. Not too bad. I'll have to dig it off of the build plate here and see how it looks. So I'm back on the bench here, and I'm about to test this ring gear on this lens. Let's see if they mesh up with the old adjustable version. And here's the new one. It's very, very flexible. So, and it can stretch out a little bit. So I think this is going to work perfect. Let's see if we got the gear mesh correct. Looks pretty good to me. I think that should work just fine. Let's put it on the actual lens and see how that looks. Perfect. Doesn't seem to slip. And it adjusts in and out. And I'll have to put this on the Moza AirCross too and see how it meshes up with the iFocus motor. So I have the lens mounted on the body of the camera now, and it seems to be working fairly smooth. I can live with that. Now if we go to take a look here, we can actually see the lens focusing in and out. Nice. So yeah, that's going to be nice. I'm going to have to make a few of these for my other lenses because I don't like using this big long thing if I don't have to. It's got excess gear material on here, and it's kind of a pain. You have to line this up where an area where the iFocus mode is not going to touch it. I mean, it works, but I think this is a better solution if you have the means of making a better solution. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video of the modification of my focus ring for the Moza AirCross 2. If you enjoyed what you see, come on back, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and you'll be notified when new videos are available. Have a good night.